Okay, so now let's organize and set the basic timings out. I'm going to select the top layer, shape 1, hold shift and select the bottom layer, which means I've basically selected all the layers. I'm just going to drag these into the timeline. I don't want my animation to just straight off be there. I want it there to be a moment, a 1 second gap before anything starts to animate. Okay, so all I'm doing now is just roughly shifting out these layers. So I'm going to have a sort of 1 second gap. Then I reckon I'm going to need maybe a 1, 2 thing for this shape to animate in. So I'm going to give that 2 seconds. So that will take the third piece, which is the yellow bit, will come in on the 3rd second. So 1, 2, and then this one will come in. That'll be about a second. Okay, so I'm going to then shift the trademark over to 4 seconds. I'm just roughing this at the moment to get a ballpark figure. I'm going to hold shift to select all of the Acumen elements, and I'm going to shift them into about 5 as a result. So we sort of have these things coming in bit by bit, and then finally the strap line, which is going to come in right toward the end. Okay, now if we were to zoom out on this composition, or to scroll right, well we can't because composition's there, you'll notice that because I've been dragging these things, they go right off the end. Okay, so a little shortcut I'm going to use just to trim everything to the 10 seconds. You don't have to do this, but I like to be neat and tidy, is to drag my playback end right to the end of the 10 seconds, hold down the Alt key or Option key on the Mac, and hit the right hand square bracket, and that trims. You can see at the moment I only have the strapline layer selected, so if I select them all, it basically cuts them all at the end of the 10-second composition. Okay, just makes it a little neater, easier to get my head on them. Again, not necessary, but just tidier. So what I want to do is drag my playback head to play 1 here, and I'm just going to hit the space bar. Now I am screen recording, so there's a chance this won't play at real time, but if you've got a good graphic card, and what we're dealing with here is a vector, it shouldn't be too difficult to render. Hopefully we'll get almost real playback time. So just hit the space bar. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where the letters are going to come in. 9 and 10. Okay, so that's my animation. I'm fairly happy with that time, but I can move these things around later and tweak and refine as necessary. Okay, so we've got a basic sort of plot for what's coming in where and roughly how long each thing needs so that the eye can see it, the transitions can occur and what have you. Now it looks very crude at the moment, and this isn't the level of animation I'm happy with. So we're going to go on in the next tutorial to start editing some of these things and to create masks, to mask in these shapes, and then to bring in these and animate them, and maybe finesse that animation a little bit, and again fade probably this one in. But that's just sort of pacing out the animation, if you like. So again, I would just now normally save. I will see you in the next tutorial.